First of all, just want to say, my hat's off to SMU. I thought they played really, really well. I thought they played hard. Thought Rhett did a good job playing to win the football game. And, thought it was a great crowd. So, my hat's off to SMU and the way that their team played. And I expected them to play really hard like they did. I expected them to play well. And, we didn't do much offensively in the second half. I was a little disappointed in what we did there, and we gave up, a touchdown in the 2-minute drill. And so a lot of things we got to get corrected. We're certainly going to have to play better moving forward in the Big 12. But we knew this was going to be a tough game, and again, you got to give SMU a ton of credit for the way they prepared their players and how hard they played. And I'm not surprised. That's a good football team, full of really good people and with really good coaches. So I'm not surprised that they competed the way they did today.
With all the chatter surrounding the game, did this win mean more to you than maybe some of the other ones you've had so far at TCU?
Man, every single win means the world. I mean, it just does. They're hard to get. When I was at SMU last year, we went to La Tech, where I was the head coach, and we won on a Hail Mary. And, games like that, you're fortunate to win. And, we kind of let them get back in the game today. Didn't do a very good job of closing it out like we should have. But, man, it's hard to win. You know what I mean? I'm glad this is over. I'm hopeful now that we can just go on and I can coach my team and not have to deal with some of the stuff we've been dealing with.
Coach, SMU was 10 of 19 on third down today and 4-4 on fourth down. What was your impression of the defense in those situations?
Well, they made some good plays. Tanner made some good throws, and they made some nice catches, and I thought was certainly something we're going to have to get fixed. You know what I mean? I think we tried everything. We tried to drop 8. We tried to blitz 6. We did a lot of different things, and again, to their credit, they executed the way you would expect them to. I think for us coming into the game, we felt like the key was going to be able to run the ball. Kendra went for 144, which was a big part of us winning the ball game today, and that's what we needed. And we didn't run it very well at times, but when we needed to, for the most part, we ran it pretty well. But Bailey made a bunch of plays, 163 yards receiving. He's a good player. I don't really know much about him, just other than what I saw on film. But he played really well, and Tanner did a good job of throwing the ball where he can make plays. We had a lot of penalties in the first half. I think we had 3 pass interference penalties. I know a late hit and an offsides in the first half, and you can't do stuff like that. You can't have 4 15-yard penalties and win too many football games. So. I was proud of our way our guys competed and played. We put ourselves in some holes and too many third and longs, but I think we were good enough to overcome it.
You spoke a lot about keeping your emotions in check going into this game. You and players both said that a lot leading up to it. Do you feel like you did that?
I didn't think that was ever an issue. You know what I'm saying? I thought both teams handled themselves pretty well. I really did. I didn't see there wasn't a lot of talking going on. And I thought it was a cleanly played, good, hotly contested football game. Just exactly what you would want, and what you would expect out of 2 class programs. And so I thought their players handled it great. And I thought our players handled it great. And I thought it was a clean football game.
Coach, the offensive line gave up 5 sacks. Was that something SMU was just doing schematically, or?
Yeah, I think there was a couple times we got beat, a couple times we held the ball. I think there was. Let me say this. The difference in the ball game was turnovers. And I think that's. You got to give us credit. We didn't turn the ball over. That's 2 consecutive games. Or really, we didn't turn it over against Colorado. We had a late turnover against Tarleton. We had no turnovers today. So we've had 1 turnover in 3 games. And to me, that was the difference in the ball game. It was us taking care of the ball. And I think Max was intentional about that. There were some times probably we took some sacks because he didn't want to throw a ball into coverage, and that happens sometimes. And there was a couple that you could say maybe on the quarterback, and there's a couple that are probably on the offensive line, and there's a couple where, they made a nice play. So, we'll look at the film, get it corrected, and obviously we can't give up 5 sacks and win too many football games. But, we did today.
What did it mean having the TCU fans chanting your name?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little embarrassing for me. I don't like that kind of attention, and I was appreciative of it, but at the same time, I was more embarrassed than I was appreciative, honestly.
Coach, what were your coming in? Obviously, first game back after
Yeah.
and TCU from SMU. What were your expectations as far as that goes into this game, and how do those actually?
Yeah. I thought the stuff off the field was college football. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just that's why this game was well attended. That's why Kansas is sold out today. That's why Texas A&M and Arkansas is sold out in Jerry World. That's why we're sold out next week against Oklahoma. I mean, it's exciting. It's great for the fans, and it's college football, and sometimes it's hard to be the brunt of some of that criticism or whatever, but you got a job to do. I'm 52 years old. I'm not 18 years old. I'm not 20 years old. I'm not 22 like our players. And if I can't handle a little bit of that, then I need to get into another profession. And so, I tried to not pay attention to things this week and just focus on coaching my team and doing my job. And we did okay. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things I can improve on the way I coached today and things that I did. And I'll look in the mirror and try to get better.
How does it feel to get this game kind of almost out of the way? You guys have a tough schedule coming up, and I feel like the media talking, everyone talking, puts a lot of pressure on you. But you're looking at the ultimate.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I think that's what makes this thing hard. And so that's kind of what we talked about in my press conference I think on Tuesday was, every game has to be treated the same. You can't just say, okay, look, we're going to circle these games. And I think that's, the TCU media's heard me say this, that we're, coming into today, we were 0-11 since 2018 against SMU, Kansas State, West Virginia, and Iowa State. 0-11, hadn't won a game since 2018. And so we've got to pay attention to those games, and luckily we just won one today. And it wasn't easy, and it wasn't real pretty, but it counts as a win, and we'll learn from it, we'll move on. And, we've got to get ready to go play Oklahoma now. Good thing is we get them at home, and then guess what? We get to go play Kansas, who is really good, and I kidded about this, but I think I'm probably going to be right. I would imagine by the time we play them, they'll be in the top 25. And so, or have a chance to be. And so that's our schedule, that's the way it is, and that's why you can't just, put all your cards in one football game. You've got to try to do the best you can week after week to prepare your players to go out and play the very best they can. And this was a grinder. It was hot out there today. And I'm proud of our guys. I think they showed a lot of toughness. I think we had to play really hard to win. And as I said, I give SMU a ton of credit.
Was it difficult though this week to block that stuff out? No.
Now, like I said, if I can't do that, I need to go work for Ridge Chicken at Chicken Express.
Overall, what do you think of Max, and how much has he grown just under your watch and Garrett's watch?
I'm probably as proud of Max as any player I've ever been around, honestly. Just because, he started however many games. He started 28 or 29 games coming into this season. He loses his job. He has a coaching change, which is hard to go through, especially when you were recruited by the staff before and all those things. And he loses the job, which is really hard. He's getting ready to be a senior. It's his last year, and he never blinks. You know what I mean? He never had a bad practice. He never pouted. He never thought of himself one time. And how many people can you say that about? That in your life. Truly, how many people can you say that about? And you can say it about Max Duggan, that's for sure. And so I'm incredibly indebted, incredibly proud, kind of emotional about it, honestly, just because I think he's the way you want your son to handle that situation. That's about as good a compliment I think you can give somebody.
Coach, talking about Max, that has to have been inspirational for the rest of the team. Obviously, it's emotional for you,
Yeah.
but that has to be a motivator for the rest of the team to
Yeah,
say
it is.
that.
I think, I like our team. I really do. I like our guys. It's funny sometimes. When you take over a program, it's always wait till we get my guys. We're going to get my guys in the program. And man, I think from day one, these guys have tried to be my guys, and they have been my guys. And what I mean by that is they've just done everything we've asked them to do, There's been no hesitation, no looking back, no second guessing. And so, and what I love about these guys is they really, really like to play football. You know what I mean? I mean, when the ball gets put on the ground, they like to play. And there's some teams that I've coached where, you know, that it's hard sometimes. You got to try to motivate them every day. And this bunch, man, you roll the ball out, and they love to play the game. And you know, their social media games not that great, you know, but they love to play football, and I'm proud of them for that. You know what I mean? And I think I just love that about these guys, that they really care about each other. They're really trying hard to do the right thing every single day. You know, and I really have a lot of respect for them.
Coach Davis with 80-yard technically touchdown.
Yeah,
reception.
yeah.
What did he bring today? What's
Man, he's a spark plug. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Every time he touches the ball, something good happens. So you know, we just got to figure out an offense where he can touch it like 85 times. But he's, you know, he makes plays every time he gets it, and you know, and same thing. The guy just loves to play. You know, I mean, he loves to play football, and he wants the football, and he wants to have an opportunity to make big plays, and you know, I really have a lot of respect for him. Okay, get to the important guys. Get to the players. Thank you.